everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be playing around with this palette right here, the Morphe and James Charles palette. I picked this up yesterday, which was the launch date in store in the Miracle Miles. I figured I would do two different looks for you guys since you can really achieve everyday glam basic makeup looks to vibrant, crazy, out there, artistic type of looks with this palette. When you first see this palette, or at least when I first saw it, I thought colors, out there, artistic, and all of the content that I've seen so far played around with colors and rainbows, but I really think that you could create two different looks with this. You could really do your everyday basic glam look, and you can also go all out and do colorful, vibrant looks. Sorry, my what is it called? My TV thing is mirrored, so I'm like pointing at the wrong eye every time. I definitely never expected to wear something like this or feel comfortable doing this, but I really love the way this turned out. I've never ever had this many colors on my eye before. And I also did your everyday basic glam for those people that don't feel so comfortable wearing colors. I know definitely I'm more comfortable in this side, but after I did this eye, I'm like, damn, like I need to play with more colors. I really like the way this looked as well. Before we dive into this palette, if you guys are new to my channel, I would love it if you can hit that subscribe button down below and the bell notification button right next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every single week. So if you guys want to go ahead and see how to get these two different looks right here, how these apply on the eye, how I feel about this palette, and some swatches at the end, then please keep watching. I did take a sneak peek. I haven't swatched anything yet, but when I went to the store, they already had it in display, so I was able to see the palette, but I didn't realize how big it was compared to the other Morphe palettes that I have. So this is the James Charles palette. This is one of the palettes that I have from Morphe. This is the 350. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette, and it is much bigger. Let me just open it up for you guys on camera. So it comes with the little thing here with all the sticker names, and this is how the palette looks like compared to some other Morphe palettes. So there's a big difference of size, and you get 39 shades here on the James Charles palette. The Jaclyn Hill palette, which has 35 shades, I believe this retailed $38 if I'm not mistaken, and this retails $39. This is actually cheaper per shade. Now when I first looked at this palette and I saw a James Charles video, I was like, I don't think I really need this palette. It is too colorful for me. I probably won't realistically be wearing this. But then the more I watched his video, the more I feel like I need this in my life. Now, when you first look at this, it stands out as it being super bright and colorful. The bright colors outweighs the neutrals, so it's definitely not like a neutral everyday palette when you look at this. Then I took a look closer, and if you just disregard these two lines at the bottom, you can kind of see there's a lot of neutrals and everyday shades that you'd want to wear. You have the browns, the nude, mauves. It's a lot of wearable shades that I feel like I can see myself wearing and using every day. So I really like that. And then of course you have like the remaining rainbow colors at the bottom that you can create any type of look that you want. So this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do half of my face with bright, colorful colors using the shades at the bottom. And then the other half of my face, more everyday, wearable glam. So let's go ahead and zoom up close and we'll get started on the tutorial. I realize that I'm always wearing white when I'm doing these bright colors and using lots of shadows. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Let's make this work. So I've already done my eyebrows. I've primed my eyes using the Paint Pot by MAC. So I'm gonna mix in 518 and tune together and apply that on my crease. Now most of my brushes are already Morphe brushes, so I use a lot of Morphe brushes as it is. Basically all my brushes are Morphe brushes because they're so good and they're so affordable, but I'm not sure which ones that I'm using are gonna be with the James Charles bundle collection, but I believe most of them are what I already have. So I'm grabbing the M441. My eyes have been really dry lately, so I do apologize if you see a little bit dryness around my eye. I don't know what's going on. Let me actually zoom in more up close and personal. I apologize, you guys. It is 8 a.m. and I am filming, so if I seem a little puffy and whatnot, it's because I just woke up. All right, so I'm gonna start applying that on my crease area. This shade is going to be the highest shade that I take. So I'm just applying that in circular motion all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner and slowly start building this color up. So if you see this situation, it's from my dry eyes, not from the palette. I'm picking up a little bit more of the orange shade and just focusing that, deepening the crease up with that. And then with the yellow shade, and just take it up a little bit higher, very, very close to my brow bone. I'm gonna grab a Morphe M433 brush, this hot pink shade called Skip in the very corner, and start deepening up this crease, bringing it right on my crease, taking it just a little bit underneath the orange shades that I just applied, doing the same step in circular motion, just putting that underneath the orange. I believe this is the one that has the mini version that James Charles created. I didn't buy the brush kit. I wanted to buy that brush alone, but when I went to the store, they told me that they're not selling it individually. They might do that in the future. This would have been really beneficial to get into this inner corner area with the hot pink color. So I'm going to try to find a smaller brush. I actually picked up this small brush that I thought would be really helpful. This is the M506. And it's like a super, super tiny blending brush. I think it's close to the one that James Charles created, just to show you guys the difference of size. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this M506 and try to go into the inner corner area, so I'm not taking this color too high up. Oh, I love this for that. I'm not sure if this is a new brush, but I really appreciate a small blending brush to get into those harder to reach areas. So with whatever is left over with that brush, there's probably nothing left over. So I'm gonna go ahead and start diffusing the edges and blend that in with the orange. Grabbing the bigger fluffy brush, the M441, is that the one? No, the M443, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out just a little bit more. Alright, I'm now going to grab the same brush, a small tiny blending brush, and I'm going to grab this dark purple shade called Escape, and I'm going to put this right underneath the hot pink shade. I'm going to grab the M321 and really go in here. I don't want to take this purple too high up, so I'm going to grab a very, very small brush and just focus that right here. Once I have that placed in the area where I want it to be, I'm going to go back with the M506 and blend it out. I'm slowly flicking it out this way so I can create a soft wing right here with whatever I have left over. I didn't dip my brush back in with the shadow. This is just whatever is left over. I'm taking it outwards. So I'm grabbing a little bit more of that hot pink and just intensifying the shade, so it's just peeking through even more. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I haven't wiped anything yet, and you guys can see out of all of these shades, I've only had very, very minimum, barely nothing, no fallout, just a few right here. I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm not gonna wipe anything, that way we can take a close look after and see the fallouts all together, but so far it's like barely anything. I'm then gonna grab Cola, which is this blue shadow, and a little bit of Spooky, which is the black shadow, just to intensify this look a little bit more. And I'm only applying this on the outer corner of my eyes. I don't want to make it too dark, so I'm grabbing still the same brush. I think I found my favorite brush, M506. I'm gonna start with Cola and just apply that right on the outer corner of my eyes. And kind of pull it out. And then I'm just gonna grab a drop of the black and just put that in the very outer corner of my eyes, just dotting it right here, just to darken things up a little bit over here, not too much. grabbing a blending brush with nothing on, and I just want to go ahead and make sure that there's no harsh lines and everything is blended out. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of paint pot, and we're going to move on to the lid area. I'm not going to create a cut crease, but I just want a nice base so that my lid area is really nice and pigmented. Wherever I'm going to be placing my next shadow color, I'm going to grab a flat brush, spray it with some setting spray, and then I'm going to grab this blue aqua shade. It's so pretty. I think this is called, yeah, this is called Hello, and just apply that wherever I place the paint pot. So this is basically going to go on most of my lid, and I'm blending it in with the navy color that I applied in the outer corner. This color is so beautiful. And then I'm going to grab the small brush, the M506, a little bit of that navy blue that we had applied in the outer corner, and I kind of want to just blend that in with the aqua blue that we just applied, and this is going to just create another blue shade. I don't know if you guys can see. Layering that on top of each other is just creating another blue, so it's going to be a transition from light blue to darker blue to the darkest. So pretty, mixing these two shades together. I'm going to go back in with the shade that I applied the aqua blue, spray it with some setting spray, and I'm going to go into the white shade in this palette. This is called Flashback, and I'm just putting that in the very inner corner, blending it in with the blue so it creates another gradient shadow. So I'm going to stop right here with this eye, and I just want to show you guys, we're basically done with the top lid area, and I just want to show you the fallouts. I haven't wiped anything away, and with all of these shades that I applied, the amount of fallouts is like almost nothing. I'm gonna stop with this eye for a second before I move on to my lower eyelid area, because I want to create a lot of colors on my lower lid as well. But I'm gonna stop for now because I do want to do my face before I play around with my lower lid. Like, this is the amount of fallout that I just took off. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if it's showing, but that's like barely nothing. I'm so impressed. So let's move on to the next eye. This is more of my everyday comfortable glam. I feel like I could rock this more, but I'm actually not so mad at this look. I feel like I could totally rock this as well. All right, so for this eye, we're gonna start with Code James and apply that on my crease area and warm up the eye. I really wanted to create a natural everyday glam with this look because, like I said, when I first saw this palette, I'm like, oh, this is way too colorful. He wasn't lying when he said that you could really create any look with this palette, from natural to all the way colorful, bright out there. I'm then gonna get the shade right next to it, which is 10% off. I'm gonna grab the MAC 217 with 10% off, and I'm just gonna start deepening up the crease area with that shade. I'm focusing this color on the outer corner mainly, and then taking it into my crease. I'm then going to grab the shade No Beans, which is the shade next to the 10% off, and I'm just going to focus that right in the lower part of my outer corner. Going back in with my MAC 217 brush and just blending all these colors together. Next, I'm going to grab Wig. This is a beautiful gold shade that I've been dying to try. This is going in the center of my eye and kind of stopping halfway through here, not taking it all the way in because I do want to put another shade in there. So with this shade, I kind of have to press it in to get the right payoff rather than swiping it out. And I think that's what James mentioned in his video with some of these shades. Since they're pressed, you kind of have to just go in this motion. I'm going back in with the M506, which I'm sure established that this is probably my favorite brush ever. Grab a little bit more of the brown shade, the No Beans, and just blend it in with the gold shade that I had just applied. I'm then going to grab the same flat brush, spray it with some more setting spray, and apply the shade So Good on my inner corner and blend it in with the gold shadow that I had just applied on my lids. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so I've applied my foundation, concealer, and I've set my under eyes before I bronze up my face. I'm gonna move on to my lower lashes while I have this setting. Please excuse my very dry lips. I don't know what's going on with me. Like, this is disgusting. I know this is nasty, but I can't help it. I need to finish this video. I think it's because of the weather. I've been scrubbing my lips and I just applied Vaseline, but I think this weather makes my skin really, really dry. So please try to ignore this situation. I'm first gonna pick up, you guessed it, again, the M506, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab the two shades that I first began with, which is the orange shade and the yellowish shade, kind of more focusing on the orange more than anything, the 518. Once I have that in there, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the hot pink shade that we applied, and I'm just gonna apply that even closer, very, very tight to my lower lash line. I'm using the E36 brush by Morphe. I'm also going to grab a very tight brush, like an eyeliner brush, with the same shade hot pink. I'm going to basically line my lower lashes with this shade. I do want this shade to stand out more, make that nice and bright. I'm then going to grab the shade Escape, and with the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the outer corner of my lower lashes, stopping halfway in the center, and then grabbing the small blending brush, the M506 that we've been using, and then just diffuse that and blend it all out. And then grabbing the navy blue that we used and putting that very tight on my lower lash line, also in the outer corner on top of the purple shade that we put. I'm going to grab a little bit of the black and blend it in with the blue just to darken things up, and kind of connecting it with what I have going on my top lid. Grabbing the E36 brush and just lightly blend this out, barely tapping into the purple shade and buffing that a little bit lower. Focusing Escape on the outer corner, and then whatever is left over, I'll take it inwards. And then I'm going to grab the hot pink shade and kind of focus that on the inner part and then the center of my eyelid. Just blending all of this up together. Now I'm going to grab the flat brush that I used to apply this blue glittery shade that I have on my lids, the aqua blue. I'm going to spray it with some setting spray, and then I'm going to go in with that shade and put that on the inner corner and kind of drag it into the center of my lower lids. I'm going to grab a little bit of the white and mix it in with the blue so we create a bright blue shade right here. I'm going to grab a little bit of the highlight shade and then just put that on top of the white and the blue because I do want it to stick out a little bit more. Going back in with the orange shade and a little bit of the hot pink, and then just dragging that a little bit lower. I'm grabbing a little bit of ring light and just putting that in the very inner corner, blending it in with the blue just to give it an extra pop. I think this is working better than the white because the white is just like a matte white shade and ring light has a little bit of shimmer and glitter inside of it. To finish this eye, I'm going to grab a black waterline pencil and just apply that on my waterline. Finishing off the next eye, I'm going to grab Code James and put that all over my lower lash line, and then a little bit of 10% off, and apply that on the outer edge of my lower lash line. And then grabbing a very thin, tight liner brush and grabbing the shade No Beans and putting that very, very close to my lower lash line, all the way from the inner to the outer corner. Once I have that in there, I'm gonna go blend it out further. And then I'm going to grab the highlight shade in the palette and then just focus that on the inner corner and drag it a little bit underneath my lower lash line in the inner part. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some lashes, finish off my face, put some lipstick on, and I'll be right back for the highlight and the finished look. Alright, so we went ahead and finished up the face, applied some lashes in Huda Beauty in Samantha, and applied this Morphe lip color. This is in Jealousy with the Whirl lip liner. So the final step to this look is applying some highlighter. So I'm going to use this highlight shade in the palette. I'm not sure if he meant to do it as a highlight shade. Probably, I'm not sure, but it works as a highlight shade and as a shadow. So we're gonna go ahead and spray our face with some setting mist first and then apply some highlighter. I always like doing that so the highlighter shows up a little bit more. I can't breathe. Okay. And I also actually just picked up this highlighter brush from Morphe when I picked up the palette. It is the M501. I like applying my highlighter immediately after I sprit my face. So we're going to go ahead and dig into that and see how this shade applies as a highlighter. Whoa. Oh my God. Yo, that is so beautiful. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm so amazed by this palette, you guys. We're gonna apply a little bit on the center of our nose, as well as a little bit on the Cupid's bow. Alright guys, and we are done. This is the completed look right here. I really like the way this turned out. I really like the colorful eyes so much. I'm super shocked that I actually never wore something like this before, so I really like the way it looks. I'm so obsessed with this palette. I love the quality. I think Morphe stepped it up after the whole fuss that has happened with the Vault collection. I think they really took their time and made sure that they perfected this. I really like all the colors that I tried out. I barely experienced any fallouts, as you guys saw. They were super pigmented, really blendable, and I am so obsessed. This is definitely a yes for me. I really like it, and I'm so glad that I got my hands on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and found this helpful. If you are wanting to purchase this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches at the end of this video so you guys can see how they swatch. But again, swatches don't really matter. It's really how they look on the eye. But I just wanted to swatch some of the colors that we haven't gotten the chance to play around with on the eyes. Before I let you guys go with the swatches, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would love it if you can hit that subscribe button down below and the bell notification button right next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every single week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.